What? Excuse me? Let me make sure I'm understanding you correctly. WNBA media is so desperate to make Angel Reese a huge star. Their level of desperation is so high. They want you to accept her so badly that they're actively celebrating.
What happens when one of the most hyped rookies in the WNBA finds herself at the center of a crumbling franchise? Angel Reese was supposed to be Chicago's golden ticket. Instead, she's become the face of a storm that has fans, teammates, and even rivals asking the same question. Is she the future of the league? Or its biggest gamble? Stick around because what's unfolded is far more explosive than anyone expected.
I have a take on Angel Reese that I'm sure will trigger a bunch of people.
Let's hear your take.
But I think Angel Reese, and I'm saying this with my chest out, I think she's quit.
Angel Reese's story starts as pure dominance. In college, she was unstoppable, leading LSU to a national title, pulling in rebounds like nobody else, and earning the nickname Bayou Barbie. When Chicago drafted her with the 7th pick, the message was clear. This was the new cornerstone of the franchise. The hype machine went into overdrive. Endorsements poured in. Media headlines compared her to some of the league's brightest stars. For a city desperate to rebuild, Reese wasn't just a player, she was hope. But even when everything looked perfect on the surface, small cracks were already starting to show. And those cracks quickly split wide open. Because the truth is, Chicago wasn't ready for a savior, and Reese wasn't stepping into stability. She was stepping into chaos. To understand Reese's struggles, you have to look at the franchise she landed in. The Chicago Sky weren't exactly known for organizational stability. Just 4 years removed from a championship, the team had become a cautionary tale. Poor trades, key stars walking away, and a culture that players around the league openly called one of the worst run in basketball. By the time Reese showed up, the Sky were already burning, and the organization had gambled everything on her being the one to put out the fire. But instead of saving the season, her presence added fuel to the blaze. And soon the smoke started to rise in public, with Reese herself fanning the flames. It started small, cryptic social media posts. Hints that she might not be happy. Comments about needing great players around her if Chicago expected to win. But in a league where every word makes headlines, those posts hit like dynamite. The backlash was immediate. Fans accused her of pointing fingers instead of leading. The organization suspended her for half a game, calling her comments detrimental to the team. Inside the locker room, frustration grew louder. For someone once celebrated as the face of the franchise, Reese was suddenly being painted as its biggest distraction. But if the friction on social media was bad, the whispers about her health made everything even messier. In the middle of Chicago's downward spiral, Reese was sidelined with a back injury. Officially, it was listed as precautionary. But weeks passed with no clear diagnosis, no timeline, and no answers. Fans began to speculate. Was she really hurt? Or quietly quitting? Reports surfaced comparing her absence to earlier controversies in her college career. The narrative grew darker. When pressure builds, does Reese walk away? Each missed game piled onto the drama. Every time she sat on the bench, rumors swirled faster. And just when the Sky thought things couldn't get more complicated, an old rivalry came roaring back, dragging Reese into the spotlight once again. The story of Angel Reese can't be told without Caitlin Clark. Their battles in college became must-see TV, and the media turned it into a rivalry that defined women's basketball. Reese played the villain. Clark played the golden child. And every matchup since has been treated like a heavyweight fight. That rivalry followed them into the WNBA. Every foul, every glare, every technical between them was dissected online. Reese couldn't escape it. She wasn't just playing basketball anymore. She was carrying the weight of a narrative built for clicks and controversy. And while Clark was breaking records and elevating her team, Reese was battling headlines about drama, defiance, and doubt. Which raises the big question: where does Angel Reese go from here? By the end of the season, the writing was on the wall. Reese skipped her exit interview. Teammates followed suit. Reports surfaced that she wanted out, and suddenly the idea of a trade didn't seem so far-fetched. The problem? Her contract runs through 2027. Chicago holds the cards. And after a season of drama, GMs around the league aren't exactly lining up to pay a premium. The Sky say she's still part of the plan. But behind closed doors, speculation is rampant. Will they cut ties or double down? If she stays, she has to rebuild trust with teammates and prove she's more than just a marketing machine. If she leaves, she risks discovering the grass isn't greener, and that her hype might not outweigh the baggage. Either way, her next move could define her entire career. Because at the end of the day, this saga isn't just about one player. It's about whether hype can survive the weight of reality. Angel Reese's story is at a crossroads. She went from college champion to WNBA lightning rod in record time. Chicago gave her the keys, but instead of leading a revival, she's trapped in a storm of dysfunction, injuries, and controversy. The question now is simple. Will she rise above the chaos and prove the doubters wrong? Or will she become another cautionary tale of talent overshadowed by turmoil? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you thought this drama was wild, wait until you see what's happening behind the scenes with other WNBA stars, because their financial reality will shock you.